excellent connection. Okay, I hope we are live. Seems like it. This is one more of those preemptive streams. I might not be streaming for some time, weeks probably. So I wanted to, say some things beforehand. First of all, I guess I should, sounds official. I wanna thank to everyone that watches these stream/videos. I appreciate it, even people that just drop by. And because I always go into this, but I don't want this to be another channel existential identity crisis, and I don't want this to be too long, so I'll try and keep it on point relatively. But these are streams after all, and that's not an excuse. Whenever I think about it, it's either like this or probably not at all. So I'm just gonna keep doing it like this. Okay, I just came from Northrend, from Dalaran. I thought about being there, dragonflight, dragonblight. And speaking of that, a while back they data-mined those tabards and old stuff, and that's kinda, for me personally, that dragonblight tabard from that undercity, faction, but that town, undead town, forsaken town, it looks like it was made in paint in 5 minutes, and still I like it more than most of those artsy-fartsy transmog tabards. I like my tabards classic style. Okay, let's maybe go into that right now. There's a lot of things I wanted to say, and I guess I would need to react to things, but I forget, and maybe that's for the better. But now that I would forget, otherwise. I mentioned the last time the video that triggered me, and how I forgot all about it later on. And then later on, when I checked Twitter for Riot MMO stuff, that was a while back, I came across, I don't know how that happened, a retweet of a tweet with a reaction to that video. And I saw the whole reaction later on, and there weren't that many reacts there, but they were on point. And
Shaman Outland has defeated Atok and Fifth Twisting Nether in a duel.
let me get this over with. I totally interface accessibility. Bye bye. Okay, first I'll get rid of some things. Okay, maybe not. I'm gonna forget. I don't wanna keep this in the back burner. So that video is something that's, nostalgia, remember berries, and I if you're into that, then fine, but the thing is, the only issue I have there is if it makes some people make bad calls. If you don't pay attention to it and you listen to that viewpoint and you take it for granted, and I said this a million times, don't even take my words for granted, because I often don't really say things that I meant to, and take everything with a grain of salt. For example, last time I was talking about Dark Moon Carousel, and what I meant was roller coaster. Everyone's on the carousel, but I hope everybody figured out that I meant the roller coaster. Also, I put in the thumbnail later on, because I can't change it now, that I was promised a pony, because I was talking about Riot MMO, and I think the whole I was promised a pony was involving Ghost Crawler, so there's connection there. And speaking of the video, okay, never mind then that. I got this toy during the Fire Festival. They added it later on. Really looks nice. So, okay, I might okay, no, not right now. What? Yeah. So, and those videos act like the classic never happened. No one plays the game like that anymore. It's a, new time, new way of doing things. Just face it. I guess I could go into that for a long time, but I guess that's the main point. You can't have an MMO as they used to be, because the reason they are changed is because the vast majority of people wanted them different. Now if you okay, that's it, no need to go into that. Here's me dropping Blinktron. I'm not gonna pick it up on this one. I might go into that a bit later on. So the reason why we are here is something. Okay, let's see that. I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. Let's add a bit of sparkle. Yeah. Okay, that's it, I guess. Then let's go. This is the reason why I'm here. Now, I love what they did with the place. Not really. The way they moved those guild things is not that bad, However, these stables look like, like every country has that presidential palace and things, and they usually have some nice grass around it, and these tables look like someone went there, and on that grass, right next to the residential palace, made some shack, some garage. I said, there's place right there, why shouldn't I do it? That's how it looks. It looks out of place. I guess someone thought, and in a way, okay, let's do that. In a way, I still prefer it more than if it was up there, because I hate the elevators, and I often on Outlaw Row come here and grapple hook here just not to deal with the elevator. So in that regard, it's much better, but still it feels out of place. And Orgrimmar is huge and has bunch of rock. There's place for a lot of things. You can make underground passage. Sure, Orgrimmar has already outside harbor, but you can even make some goblin submarines if you wanted to. You can do a lot of things. You can also put some trees. There are some trees, interestingly, but put a bit more, even cactus, something, I know it's in Durotar and barrens and stuff, but you can do a bit more with it. And okay, I'm gonna jump from topic to topic, and I'm gonna forget a lot of things. This is where you buy gems, by the way, for those that often have an issue with that one. Okay, this is a nice place. Maybe this makes a bit more sense. Yeah. Maybe it's not perfect, but okay, it's not that bad. So I also a long time ago had an idea that might be even better now with some of the changes for a battleground. When I was thinking about name, I thought, what's the word here that could be used as a goblin name, and I thought of Zgib, which means pull up. So my idea was to make a battleground that's not gonna be Horde versus Alliance, which makes sense a lot now, but that's gonna be something neutral, because it just seems wrong, when Horde fights on the Alliance side and vice versa, I guess. So the idea was, make Booty Bay versus those Buccaneers battleground, and it would be like something. I didn't really think this through, but there's no need anyway. So the idea was to make it like Warson Gulch, but with the three not flags but flag-like things, something like a treasure, assassination, and something else. I forgot what. I probably have it on some text document somewhere buried. And okay, I'll try to do it like this. Okay, I'm not gonna bother with it. So you could get reputation on both sides at the same time like that. I was speaking about tabards. I really wish there was a yellow tabard with the white sun on it and white those stripes on the side, and that could be one of the rewards for exalted reputation, which is also a nice segue. And like I said, you know, the 3 flags that could be so that would be pretty much like 3 bases in a way. So there would be have to be some coordination. You have the Buccaneers on one side, the Booty Bay on the other side, and you know, one of the flags would be, you know, you have to kill leader of one of the factions and carry the head across the map. And other, you know, treasure and take treasure from them, you know, you take treasure for them, you know, stuff like that. And maybe a third thing could be some documents or something. Yeah, ship plans or harbor plans or whatever. But let's not go. This probably lasts for too long. I didn't touch on anything. Let's try and be focused on the important things. So this is mainly about the interviews and the things that was said in them. So last time I said I cringed when I heard some things, and this time I usually avoid saying people's names. I'm not really sure about the reason, but doesn't matter. This time I probably will. You know, I understand that Krender has a specific way of playing the game, but you know, when he said, and I don't know, maybe it's part of the marketing for them, because it happens in every single interview for some totally, I don't know if it's to trigger people or to test the reaction or something, but there always has to be some crazy viewpoint, some crazy take. You know, why are, you know, the the mount drop chances, you know, more than 1%? You know, they should be less. Why there isn't archaeology? People love archaeology. People love fishing. People love to grind for 1% mounts. I guess, you know, maybe there are, I don't know, but I'm not one of them. And I don't know if that was a penalty kick set up for Ian to make, you know, a great goal or something, but he answered it pretty well. In that particular case, I didn't like some other answers. I will go into that a bit later. Okay, I'm hitting a wall here. I need a moment. So that was that one. Yeah, for example, Dune Scavenger. There is a bunch of hyena mounts. Some weren't added. And I understand the alliance side, but imagine being on a horde and rather be farming less than 1% chance mount than dealing with the reputation grind. That's how great the content is. And that's a nice segue, because I expected a lot of things from the next expansion and it all got shattered. Now, in a way, it does make sense, because even Overwatch is how many years late to go to a free-to-play model. It's just gonna happen now in the October, so I don't know, maybe I don't know what I'm gonna do regarding that. The pre-patch is gonna happen also in a couple of months, so that's also something. But you know, let's not make things complicated as I tend to. So these are the things. In one of the previous streams I mentioned you're gonna farm one way or another. What of course I meant was the Tiller's farm, which I got exalted with during this Pandaria reputation. It's just 50% plus, but I guess it's something. So while I was doing it, I tried to buy one of those goats, and I tried to learn it in the when I was scaled in the epic battleground. It didn't work, sadly. It doesn't seem to work on anything but the lock picking, and that's the mistake on their part anyway. So I was then also thinking about reputations and what I need to grind and what not. And the way Ian said, when it comes to free-to-play model, for example, the answer was pretty much, just sub-lol, So it doesn't seem that anything's gonna change in that regard, so I was wrong. Maybe they know that Trinet MMO is not gonna be anytime soon anyway, so they are not worried. They saw that people are not, the free-to-plays are not going to Final Fantasy, I assume. So there's nothing going on there, and something that's affects others as well, and also this bracket, is they are only making new expansion reputations account wide and user friendly, it seems. And that's on the Mr. GM interview at the end. First is some PV stuff, I didn't care about that one bit, but at the end, if you wanna check it out for yourself, that's what I'm talking about. Maybe I got it wrong. So it seems that reputations are staying as they used to be. The new things is changing. And I forgot one more thing was there, but it was also bad news. There was also, okay, I can't believe I forgot. It doesn't matter, I'm not gonna try. You can watch the other half of the interview yourself and see what happened. I can't remember now, but I do know that my predictions were wrong. Starter edition is not getting any changes, it seems. So that's it. No reputation, no improvements. It stays as it is right now. If I remember later on, I will get into that. Okay, I totally messed everything up now. Damn, and it was in my head for days, and now that I'm here, it slipped my mind completely. Never mind, the point is I was wrong. Things are not changing for the better in any way. So that's it. And now, usually some things I don't. Okay. Usually I try to put things in titles and to explain some things nicely, but I was surprised that in game someone asked something and I thought I made a video on it, and I couldn't even find it among my own videos. And then on forum I saw some people asking some questions, and I knew I made a pretty nice video about it. So it doesn't really make any sense, and I guess people don't usually look on YouTube for this stuff. Maybe I'm wrong. So that doesn't matter. Now, the thing I also saw there, and that I avoided talking about it, I mean, it's a known thing, but still you know. Okay, let's go one by one. This thing, hardened shell, when I looked for it, I typed turtle and it worked. It actually works in BGs. It's a long cooldown, 15 minutes, but it can dismount people in battleground as well. So that's one. Number two is that I made that drums in garrison small building, the level 1, and it works like a charm. Sure, it's 10-minute debuff, but you can make those drums easy. That's number two. Number three, where you get this shell, and I killed a lot of that, rare. It's, I think, here or here. I forgot. In one of those, probably here. And I killed it a lot. Wasn't even aware. And on the last kill, because I didn't need any mats anymore, it dropped. So that was nice. And I don't want to really go to garrison. I really don't want to go there. And there's nothing to... Okay. This is why I didn't do any more expansions. There is a macro to get this when it gets lost by you going into other expansion, but you know, I wanted to keep this. I finally, followers, managed to get this one on a third follower. I can't get extreme scavenger for the life of it. I keep getting those grease monkeys and professions, but this I barely got on one more, that smaller, that scavenger, just, you know. So in that regard, I don't know if it's RNG or they changed things. It's really bad. And we come to the main thing. Okay, it seems that this is gonna be one of those way too long streams. I hope it didn't break. So the thing I avoided talking about it for this long is I used to flip cards. I don't do it anymore. I maybe do it once every 2 months. The reason how I got into it is because there's, I think, with that new free-to-play page, that guy is on there, and I heard it from him, and he heard it from Drizzling Rose. She had an interview on some gold channel relatively recently. So, you know, I'm not give the credit where the credit is due. Though the way I understand it, she doesn't do followers, but you know, she has garden, she has auction house, and you know, for easy like these drums and stuff, you might as well, you know. I went, you know, all out. It probably is not needed. So you know, you decide what your pace is gonna be. So I had. I'm probably gonna be on that character the next stream. I had a scribe, and I take the blinktrons on scribe because it's a little bit, but I think it's most value. I heard, you know, some auction house. I don't want to deal with auction house at all, and that's why I prefer raw gold. And I got that 6k epic card relatively fast. Not too fast, but fast enough for me to get hooked, and I really did it. And I mean, you can make a lot more with a lot less effort doing other things, but for me, I don't want to deal with the auction house, and I don't and you know, even I got sick of it. I'm not doing it really anymore. Also, I hoped I gonna make some, you know, enough gold to pay for a token, but it didn't happen. And they make these new changes, but it seems that they're, you know, those are artificial auction house changes. They still don't want to go into gear. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. So you don't need to be a scribe to do this. You only need a scribe building. You can get a follower by re-rolling traits on a follower to get the scribe, and to put it in the building. So and then you flip cards. Yeah, they also announced that's gonna make things a bit easier, that they are gonna make I don't know how that mass milling is gonna work, if it's gonna be a recipe or they're just gonna change it. I didn't understand that. And the stacks are gonna be 1000 now, so that's gonna be a bit better, not too better, because as a free-to-play you have to have multiple expansion stuff, but it's gonna make things a bit easier. So yeah, I mean, there's not much to get into there. I used to flip cards. It's haste helps if you have if it's gonna be just character for that, stack haste. And what I do with the okay, I forget one thing, but doesn't matter. Yeah, the reason I was afraid to say this was there's someone that's gonna go all out on it, and they might have a lot better results. I do it casually. They can do a lot of things, and they, like I said before, they are extremely afraid of a free-to-play making getting a huge benefit. So that's why I was afraid of talking about this mainly, because it's a known thing, people are doing it. There's a lot more better things to do out there, but as a free-to-play, as a convenience, because getting a couple of those cards and then when you have the time just selling them and having gold to buy stuff beats spending, having all your inventory full and then having to deal with auction house. So what I do is, depending on the inventory space, I always sell white cards. I sell, and if I don't have inventory, I flip green ones as well. I might keep, there are 20 gold green ones, you might decide to keep those. On the characters that I have a lot of inventory space, I keep the green ones, and of course I keep the rest. The purple ones do not stack. And when first time I did it, I was afraid, oh no, they're gonna nerf it. We will see what's gonna happen. I already stopped doing it. Is it nice? Is it convenient? It is. I would like it to stay, but I don't know. You do you. I cannot control those things. I like to be transparent, so I share this also with you. Now, is there anything else to get into? Let me check the stream for a moment. Yeah, I hope you can hear this. I was talking about that new page for play for free, and there's a Swedish Discord. And why that might be the case is, I said many times, this game is played by whales and welfare people. That's the player base that is left. and Sweden probably has both, so that might be the reason. And these are my final thoughts. So I can't believe, I don't know if there is something from that interview. So yeah, so no changes. And okay, now I even forgot that other thing. Doesn't really matter, I don't care. And yeah, as for that new addition to the team, that Spellbreak, I was thinking if they added one or two people from that team to fix the new stuff, that would be great. But they are gonna put all of them on the new expansion. So they are once again on a expansion treadmill. So they are pumping everything into the new things. They don't care about old things at all. And you decide what you wanna do in the game, what's worth your time and what is not. You pay with your money or you pay with your life, as that I forgot what game that is and has those memes. And okay, I'll end it with that. I'm not it's probably not the most positive thing to end your stream on, but choose your battles. For example, if it's mounts, decide if it's worth your time. Do I want to, I'm in a way, I was a completionist, but you have to, it's sad really that they abuse the most positive aspects of the human nature. Something that should be a benefit to you and the others is getting abused. So for me, right now, this is a great mount, but I would probably not do anything about it right now. And if it's a mount, how good is it? How much am I gonna use it? Or a tabard? That's the things for example, that event, that summer event, before toys, I thought, and I did, it's not just Pandaria, 2 expansions have that only one bonfire, so it's plus 15. VOD probably. So you can get a certain amount of those currency easily, relatively easily. In a day or two you can get enough to buy something. And that's exactly the point. I did it now for toys, but the next time, will I do it for pets? Because I have everything else. Probably not. Will I use those pets? No. Do I care about pets? I have enough, and I barely have any out. So that's the point. Decide for yourself how much you're gonna use something, how much do you like it, how much do you need it, and how much effort does it take to get it. If you don't really like something and there's a huge effort involved, just drop it. and that was hard for me. For example, when there was that Hearthstone mouse mount, I was thinking, I don't want to do it, but then I thought, tomorrow I'm gonna go into battleground, everyone is gonna have it, and I'm gonna do it eventually. And tomorrow, I don't know, I was one of the few people that had it. And that thing where they make the achievement for the mount just at the beginning of some huge fight and then just leave you there, I would fall for it. But fortunately, the content creators I watched, because I didn't want to go into it blind because I would get confused, didn't know what to do with Hearthstone. They just dropped it cold. They just dropped it cold right then and there. Okay, let's go get the mount. So that really helped, you know. Some people are psychologically, you know, better dealing with some things. I would probably at least play a turn or two, but that really helped me not to get hooked. So, see you not so soon. I rambled for way too long. I probably forgot way too many things, but I think I said a lot also, so
see you soon. Real soon.